The following program is paid for by St. Joseph Healthcare.
Vitality. It's about living life to the fullest, taking the time to care for our bodies and our minds so that we can more fully enjoy the best years of our lives while maintaining a healthy, trouble-free, independent lifestyle. I'm Diane Atwood. For the next half hour, we're going to be hearing a lot of great advice on the importance of exercise and nutrition and get plenty of hints for just plain old taking care of yourself. Stay with me for this special presentation of Vitality.
St. Joseph Healthcare is committed to wellness and healing. We believe every person deserves to live a healthy, active life. That's why St. Joseph Healthcare is proud to sponsor Vitality on WLBZ2. I'm Mary Pribolo from St. Joseph Healthcare. Vitality is all about remaining strong and active and living your life to its fullest. At St. Joseph Healthcare, we're dedicated to keeping you vital for years to come. Vitality, healthy, active living. That's why I chose St. Joe's.
Thousands of people just like you have made the switch to St. Joseph Primary Care. Your family and friends can tell you why.
It's always been effective and it's always been loving.
When I call and I need to be seen, they work me in with my provider.
They treat me just like I'm the only patient they have.
Call St. Joseph Care Choice at 907-3100 and join the I Chose St. Joe's conversation online. St. Joseph Healthcare, your providers, your choice.
As we grow older, exercise becomes even more important to our daily routine. Simply increasing the amount of walking you do each day can have tremendous benefits, like keeping your muscles and bones strong and your weight under control. Best of all, exercise makes you feel great while preventing or aiding many common health issues.
A number of medical conditions can be improved by exercise. There are a number of conditions that patients have that are very common: high blood pressure, diabetes, emphysema, or something known as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. All get better with exercise. The amount of exercise an active senior should get is probably around 150 minutes per week. That's the current guidelines from the CDC, or Centers of Disease Control. That might sound like a lot, but it really breaks down to about 30 minutes per day. And you don't have to do that all at once. You can break that down into 3 10-minute sessions where you go out and walk around your neighborhood or walk your dog. Don't try to do too much. 5 minutes a day initially is fine, and then that prevents you from getting too sore or discouraged that you can't do it all at once. After a few weeks, you can add 5 minutes a week until you get up to our 30 minutes a day goal.
Of course, before you start any exercise program, there are some things to consider.
Before they start on an exercise program, they really should consult with their provider of health care to make sure that it's appropriate for them. They might have a medical condition that they need to take some precautions. If they have heart disease, they want to make sure that they don't have an active problem with their heart before they start exercising.
I know people who have been diagnosed with diabetes have not taken care of themselves and have had dire consequences. So it's important to follow your doctor's advice, and they always will steer you in the right direction.
There are many exercises that are appropriate for seniors. The best exercise, in my opinion, is to get out and walk and be active, but there are lots of other exercises that are great for seniors. Stretching is one, yoga is excellent. Swimming for people that have problems with their joints who can't tolerate any weight-bearing exercise is another that has been shown to be very effective. If I had to give some advice to seniors about making exercise a part of their regular routine, it would be that they should schedule it into their day. That means that they're going to do it just like they're going to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You just schedule it, you know that's what you're going to do, and you go out and do it. The other part to that, though, is it has to be fun. because you're not going to go out and do something that you hate. So it should be an exercise or an activity that you enjoy, and you might have to try a few things. You might have to go to a yoga class, you might have to go to a spin class, you might have to go out and find a friend to walk with, or you might have to go and buy yourself a dog so that you have a walking companion. There are lots of great resources out there. The Bangor Y has a number of programs that are excellent for seniors. Also, the Eastern Era in Aging has lots of resources. Your provider can also give you lists of places to go to exercise and walk, which are free. The Bangor Mall is open in the mornings for people to walk, which is a great place to exercise in the winter so that people don't have to worry about falling on the snow and the ice.
So you see, there are many different ways to incorporate a healthy change into your life. The key is finding a program or activity that works best for you. Whatever you choose, get up and get out. You'll be on your way to a longer, healthier life. That's vitality. When we return, we're going to rate that plate. Take a look at what you can do to improve your diet after this.
Thousands of people just like you have made the switch to St. Joseph Primary Care. Your family and friends can tell you why.
It's always been effective, and it's always been loving.
When I call and I need to be seen, they work me in with my provider.
They treat me just like I'm the only patient they have.
Call St. Joseph Care Choice at 907-3100 and join the I Chose St. Joe's conversation online. St. Joseph Healthcare, your providers, your choice.
Vitality is sponsored by St. Joseph Healthcare.
While the idea of retirement is exciting, the thought of not getting a regular paycheck can be daunting. Well, it doesn't have to be, with a little financial planning ahead of time. First, do the math. Knowing that you have the money you'll need will make your transition so much easier.
The biggest mistake people make is not planning soon enough for retirement, understanding what your goals and objectives are first, and then clarifying what you need to do to make those goals happen.
Now's the time to pay down your debt and save. Cut unnecessary expenses so you'll have money to live on in the years to come. Also, plan for the unexpected. Medical expenses are always an unknown, along with how much is or isn't covered by health insurance and Medicare.
Every financial situation is unique. I suggest meeting with a local advisor for recommendations.
A little planning now can lead you through a long and happy retirement.
Vitality is sponsored by St. Joseph Healthcare.
Nutrition is a key to vitality. As we age, our bodies change and we need to adjust our eating habits, whether it's consuming fewer calories or just getting the nutrients we require. It's important to maintain a healthy diet to keep our bodies strong and our minds sharp for years to come.
Nutrition is important at any age, and healthful eating can play a large role in aging well. Nutrition can aid in prevention and management of diseases such as heart disease, hypertension, osteoporosis, and diabetes. For seniors, it's especially important to make sure you're consuming adequate amounts of calories and protein to aid with preserving lean muscle mass and preventing fatigue. It's important to choose a variety of different foods from all the different food groups to make sure your body's getting the nutrients that it needs. So increasing fruits and vegetables, adding in lean proteins and low-fat dairy products, and trying to make half your grains whole grain items each day is really important. As we age, we can have decreased feelings of thirst, so making sure we're getting enough fluids each day becomes really important. Maintaining adequate hydration by drinking water every day is really important for seniors. It's suggested that we get about 8 to 10 cups of water each day. You can do different things to change the flavor of your water, adding different fruits or freezing different kinds of berries in ice cubes and adding that to your water just to give it a little bit of flavor. Cucumber slices, things like that are great ways to add flavor to your water. As we age, our digestive system slows, so fiber becomes a really important part of our daily diet. Fiber helps prevent constipation, it aids in nutrient absorption, and it helps lower cholesterol. There are several ways to increase fiber in our daily diets. Adding in fresh, frozen, or canned fruits and vegetables is a great way to increase fiber. Look for fruits canned in juice and vegetables that are low sodium or no salt added if you're watching your sodium intake. You can also increase whole wheat bread or brown rice, whole wheat pastas to help increase fiber, as well as eating beans, legumes, and nuts.
Of course, any discussion of foods that benefit your diet also has to include foods that should be avoided or limited.
To help prevent or control heart disease, it's really important to limit our intake of sodium. Limiting processed foods and choosing low sodium options for things like canned soup can really help reduce sodium in our diets, as well as limiting the use of salt shakers at the table. You can also rinse canned vegetables underwater to help remove some of the sodium that's added in processing. Limiting saturated fats is also really important in preventing and managing heart disease. These fats tend to be solid at room temperature, like butter, bacon, and sour cream. Switching to unsaturated fats like canola oil, olive oil, avocados, and nuts like walnuts, almonds, and pistachios is a healthier choice. To help prevent and manage diabetes, it's important to follow a lot of the same recommendations for an overall healthier diet, increasing fruits and vegetables, lean meats, low-fat dairy products, and whole grain foods. If someone has diabetes and they're concerned with managing their diet, they may want to contact their primary care physician and set up a meeting with a dietitian. A dietitian can help tailor a meal plan specifically to them.
Eating healthy sometimes bears the stigma of being viewed as a punishment, like we're somehow neglecting our wants in favor of health benefits. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. Think of it as an investment in ourselves.
We want to work to reduce the amount of sodium and empty calorie foods in our diets from solid fats and added sugars. These foods tend to be lower in fiber and vitamins and minerals and don't always provide the nutrition that our bodies need. Make high sources of saturated fats like bacon, pizza, and desserts occasional food items, not everyday choices. Choose water instead of sugary drinks, and select fruit for dessert and choose sugary desserts less frequently. Have healthy snacks like fresh fruit, nuts, low-fat yogurt, and whole wheat crackers on hand for snacking in between meals. Vitamins are really important. If you're eating a well-balanced diet, you should be getting a lot of the vitamins and minerals that you need in your daily diet. But if it's something that you have decreased appetite and you're not eating normally, it might be something you'd want to speak with your doctor about. Keep it simple. Eating right doesn't have to be complicated. Building a healthy plate can be easy by making half your plate fruits and vegetables, adding in a lean protein source like chicken or fish, and a whole grain serving, as well as a low-fat dairy product at most meals. If you have special dietary needs, consult a registered dietitian nutritionist to help create a customized meal plan for you. The Diabetes and Nutrition Center through St. Joseph Healthcare has a dietitian to connect with and offers different programs to help with your nutritional needs.
Trying new recipes and being creative with your meals is a great way to stay sharp and focused, as well as being a boon for your taste buds. Don't be afraid to mix it up in the kitchen and try something new. That's vitality. When we return, we'll have a look at some new innovations in healthcare and some kind words on crosswords.
Thousands of people just like you have made the switch to St. Joseph Primary Care. Your family and friends can tell you why.
It's always been effective, and it's always been loving.
When I call and I need to be seen, they work me in with my provider.
They treat me just like I'm the only patient they have.
Call St. Joseph Care Choice at 907-3100 and join the I Chose St. Joe's conversation online. St. Joseph Healthcare, your providers, your choice.
St. Joseph Healthcare is committed to wellness and healing. We believe every person deserves to live a healthy, active life. That's why St. Joseph Healthcare is proud to sponsor Vitality on WLBZ2. I'm Mary Pribolo from St. Joseph Healthcare. Vitality is all about remaining strong and active and living your life to its fullest. At St. Joseph Healthcare, we're dedicated to keeping you vital for years to come. Vitality, healthy, active living. That's why I chose St. Joe's.
Technology can be a bit scary, but with a little practice, it can be helpful. and sometimes downright fun.
In 2014, nearly 60% of people over 65 were online, and more than half of those used Facebook.
And a study showed that using adults age 65 or older that are online can reduce their chances of getting depression by like 30%. So that was a big deal. It was kind of not only good news, but kind of the opposite of what we see with teenagers, because with teenagers we see with excessive use, which is like more than 25 hours a week, we see increased risk of depression and high blood pressure. My mother was afraid to use any kind of computer, and anytime we tried, something would go wrong, and that's it, I'm done with that. And then to stay in touch with family that was on the other side of the world, we got her an iPad and showed her how to video chat, and that was the start of it. And when she realized, this isn't so bad, and I can do this, and so now she'll pick that up every day, and she checks Facebook, and she sees what pictures people are posting, and she'll call me and say, I saw that, I heard that so-and-so is doing this, and she's connected with that, and she's not afraid to use it, and it's very, very intuitive for her. So it's been that really was the turning point for her using technology, is for it to finally be simple enough like that she could use this on a daily basis without questions. Whatever your interest, there's probably some way that technology can help you. Whatever your needs, there's probably some way technology can help you, whether it's organizing recipes or inventorying, creating an inventory for a collection. Everybody's going to find some way that technology can help them. Looking up health information, and anytime they see something on TV they want to know more about, it just gives them that, they realize how easy it is to just pull something up. That a lot of people, I have interest in people that want to learn eBay. So eBay class is a popular class, and they'll come in and they have a lot of things lying around at home and know that they could get some money for them, and so they're not afraid to learn that. They're interested in exploring different types of social media and staying in touch with people that way.
Computers can open up a whole new world. Whether it's doing online research or keeping in touch on social media, technology can be your friend.
The way to travel without even leaving home, and if you're uncomfortable physically, unable to leave the house, but with all of the videos there for you to explore it and take tours of museums and all of the places worldwide, it just makes the world a smaller place. Games at any age keeps you sharp, and there's the danger of addiction. I know even with older people, there's such a thing as too much, but if you reach a point where you'd rather play the game than pay attention to friends that have come to visit, then you've got a problem. But otherwise, that the games just keep your mind sharp, whether it's solitaire or puzzle games. They're having fun, and you're never too old for that. Everybody's got individual interests, and so depending on your interests, some people are going to like card games, some people like puzzle games, and some people like creating music and art. There's really something for everybody out there, regardless of their interest. And I would say go to the App Store and search for the free apps. There's no need to even pay for any, because there's so many free apps out there available to help pass the time. Dealing with scams is a really important topic today that's in the news almost all the time. I find one of the courses we teach here at school is teaching kids how to recognize the scams. Anytime you see an offer that's too good to be true, run away. If like your bank is never going to call you and ask for personal information, your credit card company is not going to call you and ask for account information. So whenever they reach out to you and ask for your personal information, that's going to be a scam. If you get an email from somebody and you see signs of misspellings and bad grammar, if it's from someone you don't recognize, it just doesn't make sense overall, it says there's a sense of urgency in it, or your account is in trouble, things like that, those are all signs of scam. Never click on any attachment that they get in an email. Opening the email itself isn't the end of the world, but if you click on whatever's attached, you're going to open up a whole can of worms that you don't want.
Software isn't meant to overwhelm. Actually, it's designed to help. Take today's new cars, for instance.
While driving helps to keep us independent, we want to be safe behind the wheel as we drive. Tech is on our side. Today's cars can have backup cameras, blind spot monitoring, lane departure, and forward collision warning systems. They all can help keep us safe and independent.
Even reading, and I prefer a paper book, but a lot of times if your vision's poor and you could have something that's lit up instead of reading by your lamp by your bedside, you've got something, a nice well-lit screen, and you can make the text larger than any book that you could buy, and you have an unlimited library at your fingertips, thousands of titles for free. That it really, that's a selling point for a lot of people too, just to have a massive library right in your hands like that. One of the things they like when I show them in class is just the music that's available for free, also with the internet streaming radio, and they realize they can pull up any channel and there's their favorite songs, and it doesn't cost them anything, and they can listen to that while they're browsing pictures of family, and there's no effort.
From medical advice to online shopping, technology's here to stay. So dive in, join the fun. Living life with vitality is doing what makes you happy, having fun with others, and trying new things to challenge yourself mentally and physically. Getting out of your comfort zone to join a club, group, or an organization is a great way to keep your mind sharp and make new friends.
One of the main primary health concerns of older adults is how to stay as independent in their living for as long as possible. We like to have people focus on their mobility, their mental health, and their medications. So if you can get up and walk around, even if it's through your house, to make sure that you keep your joints moving and keep yourself mobile, it'll be better for you. If you can schedule appointments with your doctor and find out if there are any medications that can be taken off your medication list that aren't necessary, that may be adversely affecting your health, that's another wonderful idea. The less medicine that you can be on to make you more healthy, the better for you. The last part is keeping your mental health accurate. Sometimes the medications that we give can also adversely affect your mental health. Maybe it makes you a little foggy, a little groggy. Those medications need to be looked at and possibly be taken away so that you are as clear as possible and can take care of yourself for as long as possible so you can stay as independent as you can. If you're a senior and you start to notice that you're having some visual difficulties, it may be time to visit your local eye doctor. Seniors will oftentimes get cataracts, which can make their nighttime driving vision worse. It can also make it more difficult for them to see where they're going. Cataracts are a real common problem in decreasing vision, so it limits their independence by making it more difficult for them to go ahead and get out and drive at night. It also makes it more difficult for them to stay engaged with their surroundings. It's a health issue because they may have difficulty reading the prescription bottles and finding out the actual instructions, the way that they need to take their medications. So if you start to notice that you're having difficulties with being able to read, being able to see, or difficulty with your driving, then it may be time for you to go visit your local eye doctor. So some things that older adults should pay attention to is, number one, look at the surroundings in your environment. Make sure that you have any loose rugs pulled up from the carpet. Make sure that you have nice, easy transitions going from maybe the kitchen to the living room to minimize your risk of falls and to minimize your tripping hazards. You also want to be aware of certain things, as if you find that you're having difficulty with your gait, maybe it's due to having some numbness or not being able to feel the bottom of your feet as well. This can be a sign of early disease processes like diabetes or some other type of nerve damage that can be going on. Other times, people need to be aware if you become short of breath when you exercise or if you walk to go to your mailbox. Is this a function of maybe some lung disease that you have, if you have a strong smoking history? Maybe it's due to some early heart disease, especially as we get older, our risk for heart disease increases. So there may be the subtle signs that you start to notice and not necessarily attribute it to a bigger disease process until you actually speak to your physician about those things.
Staying active mentally is as important as keeping physically fit. Playing games, doing the Times crossword puzzle, reading a good book are all great ways to exercise your brain.
The 3 things that this age group should do to improve and maintain their health is, number 1, be active. If you can, try to exercise daily, even if it's just walking up and back your house for 5 minutes at a time. That's a proven benefit. Number 2, eat well. If you find that you are unable to grow your own vegetables, or if you are unable to cook for yourself, there are plenty of programs out there that can help facilitate you to get a well-balanced meal. And the third thing is to make sure that if you start to notice early signs of any type of disease process or to where you're not feeling well, go ahead and talk to your primary care physician to see if there's anything that they can help you with.
Of course, routine visits with your healthcare provider is the easiest way to keep ahead of any possible changes in your health, but also to take advantage of the latest medical advancements.
The one additional diagnostic test that has come to the forefront of the medical community recently is a screening lung CT. And this is for people that are between the ages of 55 and 75 who have a 30-pack year history of smoking and who are currently smoking or have quit less than 15 years ago. So it's one of the new things that we've added to our diagnostic tests to help screen for early lung cancer that can be of benefit for those that qualify. The rest of the time is that your primary care physician is going to be up to date on things that may be coming through with new immunizations that need to happen or other yearly lab results that need to take place.
There's no question that technology in medicine has made great strides in helping us all live longer. But despite these advances, it remains our responsibility to take charge of our health.
If there was one piece of advice that I'd have to give to seniors is to stay active and be engaged. Your mental well-being, your emotional well-being is so intricately related to if you are active and engaged in your community. So if you can, just go down the hall, knock on that neighbor's door, and make a new friend. That is wonderful.
So there you have it. Exercise, nutrition, and an overall look at what you can do to remain healthy in your later years. They don't call them the golden years for nothing. For more information on keeping your vitality, contact your physician and discuss what's right for you. Vitality. It's about living life to the fullest, taking the time to care for our bodies and our minds so that we can more fully enjoy the best years of our lives while maintaining a healthy, trouble-free, independent lifestyle. I'm Diane Atwood. Thanks for joining me.
The preceding program was paid for by St. Joseph Healthcare.
Vitality is sponsored by St. Joseph Healthcare.
Experts agree the key to living a healthy life with vitality is exercise. Exercise doesn't mean you have to run a marathon. Getting out and doing something active, anything that gets you moving, immediately benefits your health.
I like cycling. It keeps me fit, keeps me young, gives me a good cardio workout.
Regular exercise helps prevent lots of health issues like heart disease and diabetes. It keeps our muscles and bones strong and our weight under control. Best of all, exercise will make you feel great.
The reason you should exercise is because it'll keep you younger and feeling better.
I love kayaking, but you need to find what's right for you. It could be running, swimming, yoga, or just going for a walk. Whatever you choose, get up and get out. You'll be on your way to a longer, healthier life. That's vitality.
Vitality is sponsored by St. Joseph Healthcare.